Hey everybody, it's me, Sarah Wiseman. Welcome. We're having another one of our soul talks today. Today our topic is our mainstream beliefs changing. Learn why our global cultural belief systems are changing as we evolve. And I actually think this is one of the most hopeful things about society now, even though if you get on various news feeds, it seems like we've got this really disparate belief system going on of one side believes one side and the other side believes the exact opposite. Um, I don't think that that's really an accurate tally when you look at things such as polls that are being taken. More and more people, those who are being polled, are tending to fall into a more moderate viewpoint. And this feels like the more moderate viewpoint is both the way more people are and actually the way more people are evolving to this kind of laissez-faire, live and let live style. One of the things we've seen with the internet is that many viewpoints, people are getting exposed to many viewpoints that are vastly different from their own. And even if we start out by really being in disagreement with a particular viewpoint, the more we hear about it, the more normalized it becomes. And so this can have, this can be good or bad. Like if the viewpoint is progressive and expansive, then we're getting more acclimated to that viewpoint and we understand it more. Conversely, if the viewpoint is discriminatory and narrow, we're actually getting more normalized to that viewpoint too. So the idea is that we have tons more information coming to us. More of us are seeing the information that we want to see because that's what's being fed to us by the algorithms. But also, as certain segments of society, the more progressive elements of society are coming to the forefront, we are getting more normalized to those viewpoints like diversity, inclusion, equity, these kind of ideas. We didn't even have these decades ago. We didn't even have these generations ago. These ideas were not in the culture. We were pretty much living with the ideas of racism, sexism, genderism, ableism, all of those were rampant. That's just how society was. There was this kind of, I don't know, you guys probably haven't lived on farms, but if you've ever had farms or lived with chickens, you'll know that sometimes chickens will peck or ostracize one of the members who's weaker. And that was sort of humanity's view for a long time, that instead of supporting someone who had different needs, we might pick at or ostracize or shun that person. So we are starting to evolve and develop into more compassionate beings. I think that especially the last 6 to 8 years, as the political, and at least in the US, the political systems have really had a lot of sway on both sides of the pendulum. At least for people who are aware and conscious, there's this idea of, well, I highly disagree with this person's view. And whereas several years ago, I used to hate them vehemently and just think, what an idiot. Now I'm having this view of, I really hate their view, but I have hope and compassion that they will also become awakened. And of course, they're probably having the same. I hope that person can get to my view. So we're having this sort of very slow drift to the middle way or the middle path, or perhaps not even to believing in the middle path, but having the middle path as a way that allows us to believe each person has the ability to live their life as they choose, as long as that is not directly infringing upon my ability, your ability to live as we choose. So this is something that's new. I would expect that as people become more and more used to social media and news streams coming in with the algorithms, so that the algorithms are choosing, whatever we chose before is whatever we get to see next. I think that people are starting to get, actually, what the algorithms don't understand is that people get bored really fast. And so a steady stream of diet on a particular celebrity suddenly gets really disinteresting after a while. You just grow out of it. You're just not there anymore. And so this idea that humans will always have this curiosity to find out what other humans are doing, what other humans are thinking about, is something that will take us a little bit further. The other thing is, so this is all about day-to-day life, what we're doing in our earth world. The other thing is, whenever you're doing journeying work, whenever you're going into that soul place, you're having an experience of, so there's the earth part, all of that, all the internet and all those things bringing us to this middle path. But whenever we go into soul space and do our spiritual practice of journeying, meditation, anytime we're in groups of people that are doing spiritual practice where there's room for individual experience, such as you might go to a sound healing place, you're going to do it as a group, but you're going to have your individual experience, and you're allowed to have the experience that you have. There's no set way it has to be. Or you go to conscious dance, you have your experience. There's no set thing that you have to subscribe to. There's no dogma that you have to follow. Or you're doing your own individual journeying or intuitive gathering practice in meditation. That's kind of what I teach. There's no set answer that has to come. It's all personalized, customized. The universe provides you with what you're ready to see or hear. As more people start to do this spiritual practice, this idea of we're all souls in a giant, pool of water. And so as, this certain number of souls become awake and aware, word starts to spread. The other souls are like, what are those souls doing? Why are they suddenly more calm, more relaxed, happier, more compassionate, feeling better? And so as we do this soul work, different than the earth level, this feeling of awareness starts to spread and grow. And that's where the biggest hope is. Whenever we can go into these other realms and do this work at a soul level, this is where change begins to happen. And again, at a soul level means you're connecting into the universe, into the divine, into the oneness that we all have, without rules, regulations, dogma, donations, without any of that. You're just connecting into the vast conscious oneness that we all are and being a part of that. And this changes us over time. I'm SARA Wiseman, and you will find me at sarawiseman.com. Thanks for listening.